Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'd like to thank everybody for coming to this channel. Like and subscribe and leave your comments, whether positive or negative. Much love, much respect to everybody, much prayers. You know what I'm saying? This is a Monday. It's a Monday evening out here on the East Coast. Nice weather, or whatever the case may be. Thank everybody for coming to this channel once again. My disclaimer is I'm not a pastor, preacher. I don't hold any type of office in the church. You know what I'm saying? So please do not lay claims of those titles on me. This here is Live Conversations number 127. Live Conversations number 127. And I know, I know this title is going to ruffle some feathers for sure. You know what I mean? We thank God in general for life itself, to breathe. I had a wonderful day at work. You know what I mean? I'm a little tired. You know what I'm saying? Waking up 3, 4 in the morning. But I decided to get on this live. You know what I mean? Try to do this live as much as possible. You know what I mean? If I ain't too tired. You understand? So, as I go through YouTube, as I as I go through YouTube, quite often, let me shout out to everybody in the chat room so far. Shout out to Sharon Taylor, Justice Power, Georgina Flemings, Jeremy Dunbar. What up to you? I'm good. Cecilia Bryant, Mercy King George, Alan Maxwell, Sharon G Swole, MD, Imani. What is that? Sharma Charles, MB. Now I know this video is going to ruffle a lot of fellas out there. You know what I'm saying? I know false prophets, the members come here. they eavesdrop, they low ride and things like that. They're trying to hear what Tony Harvin's going to say and things like that to run back to their pastas. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. I see the videos and whatnot. You know what I mean? I see them in general. We got to thank God that we got a wonderful and, man of God to teach the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And the wonderful, as a lot of people email me and things like that, that he's their spiritual father. Even watching him, on YouTube or listening to on the radio and things like that. As I always state, and as always, what is taught and things like that, we don't worship the man at all. As a lot of them false prophets out there always stating, they just upset that us YouTubers like me, C Rock Smooth, and others are not broadcasting them. You know what I'm saying? If we was to broadcast them, then they wouldn't have nothing to say. You understand? They would enjoy that. How is it that when we, I guess, expose a false prophet, they appreciating us for putting them on and things like that. But when we put the truth of God on, back to back to back, is that we worshiping man. It doesn't make sense at all. You understand? Listen, a lot of them false prophets out there, they crafty with the way they talk, with manipulation and things like that. It's a psychological thing. You understand that? Listen, you're good with words and crafty like that. That stuff don't work here. You know what I'm saying? That stuff don't work here. You understand? You know what I mean? You listen, there are many false prophets out there that try to recruit me to put them up. Let me say that again. There are many false prophets out there. You know what I'm saying? They asked me, you know what I mean? And some of their members asked me, could I delete the truth of God and put them up? You understand that? Listen, without hesitation. You don't understand the N or you don't understand the O. You understand that? No. It's not a competition out here. We don't get paid to put up the truth of God. We do it for the love of God because we love the people. We want the people to hear the message of truth and things like that. You understand? And you see false prophets out there saying this, trying to cause friction and things like that. What up, Moni? What up? What up, Carol, Crystal Fuller? What up, Crystal Fuller, Tyler and Clay? I'm good, Latanya. I'm good, just relaxing after a nice meal after work. What up, Tyler? Sandra Whitmore, Iris. You said haters gonna hate. Yep. What up, Ellie? Eddie. Cynthia Hall, Mr. Ham. You said Labor Day I'm supposed to get my rest. Well, I work today. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I work. You understand? So pray for me for sure. Javon, Patty Brown, Truth Seeker, appreciate that. Appreciate that at Latanya. Georgiana Filman says I missed PJ's sermon yesterday, didn't get a notification, so it means he was on Facebook. Religious Outcast, you says, is this about the folks in Canada? Well, no. This ain't about a specific false prophet from Canada. False prophets. They in the midst, they in a bunch of them. You understand that? I already spoke about them I think a couple days ago. I vowed not to really get into another video about them in general, but listen, the truth of God is definitely ruffling their feathers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure some of their members is watching, taking notes, and running back to their pasta. You know what I mean? Mr. McGregor. Mr. McGregor. How you doing, Mr. McGregor? You understand? Carolyn Perkins. He says, hello, Brother Tony. Thank you for Pastor Gino's sermons being aired. I may not said that right, but I hope you know what I'm saying. I thank God for you and what you stand for. That's holiness. Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in. You know what I mean? That was my angle in general. When pushing out the message, you know what I mean, of the truth of God. Like I said, when I first started pushing out the messages, it was for my study purposes. You know what I mean? But back then, I didn't really know how to put the videos in like private, unlisted. So I guess the videos went public and things like that, and I just kept it going, And people started commenting and watching it, and I started pushing it even more. So that was my angle. It never was about popularity, as a lot of those false prophets out there say. You know what I'm saying? It never was about attention, because if I wanted attention, I could have signed a boxing contract if that was the case. You understand? If that was the case, I could have went pro. You know what I'm saying? I had contracts on the table. You know what I mean? So a lot of those false prophets out there will say, Tony Harvin is doing this for views, popularity. Listen, if that was the case, I could have got fame and fortune right there years ago. You know what I'm saying? Years ago. I could have went about my business, signed a contract, possibly try to get to Floyd Mayweather promotions or Top Rank and stuff like that. But you know what I mean? The work of God is definitely more important, for sure. You know what I mean? So, not turning down contracts, but when things come in the midst of signing a contract, dealing with money and business and stuff like that, and possibly getting on TV, possibly trying to link with, HBO, Showtime, what else they got out there is the new one. I forgot the other one. I had it the other day. It starts with a D, I believe. I forgot the name already. The Zone, that boxing network, and all those other boxing networks out there. You know what I'm saying? To those false prophets who say, I'm trying to get attention and trying to get money off. That doesn't make no sense. How does Tony Harvin try to get money and popularity off a YouTube channel? Whereas though I could have got on TV and stuff like that and possibly made millions of dollars if I would have put my all into boxing and stuff like that. It don't make no sense, man. Come again. You understand? All right. What up, Jen Juice? What up, Sharice Richardson? Corey Finney says a lot of us would have a better understanding of the scriptures if we had more men of God as PJ. Absolutely. And it's some more out there, very few, definitely. But you're absolutely right. A lot of people out there who see the truth of God, and those who hate on the truth of God mostly is false prophets out there. You know what I mean? False prophets, and then they try to get and pull truth of God members on the low. You know what I mean? On one hand, they trying to talk against the truth of God, and on another hand, they trying to in the cut, they're trying to, you know what I mean, pull truth of God members and things like that. It happened to me before. It happens a lot. It happens a lot of times. Get the comments, the emails I get, the text messages. Why don't you stop listening to the truth of God? Why don't you post us up? Why don't you do that? Take Gino down, take the truth of God down, and put us up. You got to be a fool to ask me that, man. I was born at night, not last night. You understand that? So that's a no go. You know what I mean? And I have no problem with putting, other ministers up, but you got to be lined up with the word of God. You know what I mean? You got to be lined up. You know what I'm saying? You definitely got to be lined up at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Mr. Ham says, I know Gino got them trembling. Here's a man of God that has knowledge that didn't come from Google, but from God. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? When you see a lot of these so-called preachers' sermons, what they read it from? They read it from a tablet. They got notes and things like that. They got notes. They got their phone and stuff like that. You understand? That's crazy. Cecilia Bryant says, Tony, that Satan know the Bible. Thank God for Pastor J. Georgina Fleming says, question, is false teachers and false prophets the same? That's a good question right there. Somebody who's a false teacher, they may not have the gift of prophecy. They may not have the gift at all. You understand? But as Gino breaks it down, being an apostle covers all the office of the church. A bishop, evangelist, a teacher, a prophet, and things like that. So somebody could be a false teacher, but may not have the gift of prophecy and stuff like that. You know what I mean? All right. Kimmy says, greetings all. Sharon Taylor. And when I say false prophets, it's like those so-called preachers, they always say God said. And when you say God said and it don't come to pass, or I know it's not coming to pass or didn't come to pass, you know what I mean? You speaking of false prophecy. I've seen so-called false prophets and so-called preachers falsely prophesizing and things like that, saying God said this and God said that and things like that. What about the white Cadillac? That situation, or white Ford, or whatever the guy said. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'd rather have a misunderstanding. I'd rather come up to the understanding later on. You know what I'm saying? Like I always tell y'all, when I first came into the truth of God, it was tough to come up to some understandings. You really don't understand. Some of us may have disagreed, but it took us time to come up to the understanding and say, like, oh, now I get it. Now I agree. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of false prophets out there who's taking things that I said before and making it seem like I mean it now. You understand that? But it's more deadly if you falsely prophesize on somebody, as these so-called past preachers have said in general. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. So I'd rather take time to come up to the understanding of something than to falsely said God said this and God said that about somebody out there, man, which ain't true. You understand? I had dreams. I had dreams of being a millionaire. I had a lot of money in my dreams. You understand that? I had a lot of money in my dreams. I had a lot of dreams of being a famous fighter and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean it's going to come true. You understand? Certain dreams that I've had before, it came true. It came true. But one has to know how to differentiate things. That don't mean I'm a prophet. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just a dream, But a lot of these so-called pastors out there, they have a little dream and they think it's like, oh, man, it's going to happen. And then guess what? It don't happen. You know what I'm saying? At all. At all. You understand that? You know what I mean? Hayes Blessing. Hayes Blessing says, is there a discussion tonight? Let me check my phone right now to see if the two have confirmed about their discussion. But yes, it was. But yes, it is going to be a discussion. But I'm just waiting on a confirmation from the two parties. You know what I mean? If they don't respond at a certain time, then I gotta, wait till the next day or something like that, man. What up, Stephen Williams? He says, you're not script. You funny. Simple observation says God has soldiers for every are of truth. Gino, like all who serve, has his purpose and his season. The king is coming, and his what is that? Heralds are for running as the time is short. Absolutely. Anika Smith, what's up? What's up, Sister Davis? God bless you too. Angela, greetings to you too. Anika Smith says, from Charlotte, peace in the name of Jesus Christ. Absolutely. Charlotte is crazy as far as like the drivers out here, man. Got some crazy drivers out here for sure. You know, but Charlotte has been good to me for sure. Corey Finney says, they was of the devil that tried to get you to take down the truth of God and put the false prophets up. But I know you sincere to the word of God. Absolutely. Absolutely, Corey Finney. I don't speak upon stuff like that, but now I am. Man, people try to recruit me to put them up. You understand? Members, I get text messages. And listen, this is the funny part right here. You understand? They try to sweet talk you. You know what I'm saying? Listen, this has happened. They have women text my phone, man. You know what I mean? They have women text my phone like that's gonna do something. Try to set you up for failure. Oh no. as Brother Dan says, oh no, no way. No way. That's not gonna work, man. You go offer dollars, you go offer women and stuff like that. Nah. No way. You understand? No way. That's not gonna work here at all. I'm not saying a specific preacher, but it's just funny how, you know what I mean, when certain individuals ask me to post them up, then all of a sudden get inboxes on Facebook from random church women and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you a story. Years ago, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm gonna speak upon it, because this silly stuff happens. It happens. You know what I mean? It happens. You even got some men out there from Flower Town, from churches and whatnot, trying to creep up in your inbox. You understand that? Be careful. For sure. I had to expose one of them before here on YouTube. I forgot his name. Chevy something. He's a false prophet. Chevy. He was trying to talk to men of the church. I had to expose him. I had to expose Luke Edmonds too, the reader from John McGregor Church. You know what I mean? Listen, I don't play those games, man. You understand? Listen, you better go to the Rainbow Bar or something with that one. You know what I mean? And then they try to make it seem like it wasn't them who doing it, like it was a fake page or something. He had 2 Facebook pages. I still got the main one. I still got those messages and whatnot. You know what I mean? And things of that nature. It's crazy how they want to be so-called Christians and things like that, and they want to, have their chest out like they real men. But then you trying to tip and dip in a man's inbox. You understand that? When you got a wife at home, that's crazy. That's sick. You understand that? That's sick. You know what I mean? And the cat Luke Edmonds, he said that wasn't him, but it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that when on your real Facebook page, you inboxed me years ago, and you kind of saying some of the same similar stuff. You understand that? That's crazy. You know what I mean? But I gave you a pass. You said it wasn't you. You understand? You said it wasn't you. So if it wasn't you, then you know what I mean? I got to forgive you at the end of the day, but I still got that real page. I still got those messages. I still got them. You understand? But be careful. Be careful. You know what I'm saying? Be careful. Be careful, because what's in the dark, it's gonna come to light for sure. You know what I mean? You trying to talk down on people and stuff like that with their personal issues and stuff like that, and snooping through people's Facebook pages and trying to find something on them and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you got a wife and kids. You know what I mean? You wasting your time doing that when you're supposed to do quality things. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? All right. The time says, is there a lot of false prophets? The scripture does say in the last days there will be false prophets. Absolutely. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them out there. You understand? And there's a lot of over righteous people. And once they hear a scripture, once they know a scripture, guess what? They want to turn on the light. Wow, I'm a pastor now. I'm a prophet. I'm an apostle now. You understand that? That's what they do. You know, they know a couple of scriptures and stuff like that. Wow, I'm gonna get ordained online. You you understand that? So it's crazy. You know, listen, I'm glad I'm a humble guy. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and run around and talk about I'm a pastor. No way. I'm just a brother. I'm still a student. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. There's some things. It's still some more things that I have to come up to the understanding of at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because I'm just humbled like that. You know, a lot of people can't say that. A lot of people can't say that. It's like being in the gym. It's like boxing. You know what I mean? It took me a long time to keep my left hand up. It took me a long time because I had a habit of bringing it down when I threw that jab. I didn't really. I brought it back, but I brought it back down. So it took a while for me to keep that left hand up. You know what I mean, in the gym and stuff like that. So over time, it took some years. You know what I mean, and it could also take some years to come up to the understanding of the scriptures and things like that. You know what I mean? All right. What up, Latonya Witcher? What Jen Juice says, I used to do 4 a.m. wake ups to start work for 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., but my body couldn't take it for some reasonable hours. Tony, otherwise I'll be dead right now. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Well, it depends what you're doing. You know, it all depends what you're doing. If you truck driving, if you moving boxes and stuff like that, that's like a workout. You know what I mean? That's like a workout. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're not in shape for something like that, then it ain't gonna work out. But if you just like in the office or something like that, I don't know. I mean, it depends what you was doing. Leroy Clark said the truth of God is just what it says. The truth. Pastor Gino Jennings tell them what the Bible said, and the false prophet that have the devil in them don't want to hear that bunch of false prophets. Jeremy says if it was for popularity, you wouldn't be posting Pastor Gino Jennings. G Swole says amen to that. Amen to that. Excuse me. G Brown says salute, bro. And Tax says hey. Jen Juice says the low riders haters be in the chat. Tony taking notes and sending to the pimp preachers. Yeah, they do. They do. You know, they low riding. A lot of them are. You know, especially the folks up there in Canada. You know what I mean? They probably got Anthony 123. You know what I mean? I know about you, brother. You understand? I know about you. Come to the forefront. Anthony 123. Come to the forefront. You know what I mean? Because you putting out personal things about people. How is that edifying yourself? How is putting out personal things, you know what I mean? Edifying yourself, snooping around. You know what I'm saying? How is that edifying yourself, Anthony 123? How is it? How is it? You know what I'm saying? Dole Cat says, I thank you, Tony. Thank you for all you please continue to expose these false prophets and teachers. It's well appreciated. God bless you, my brother. Willie Maya says, salute to you too. Truth Seeker says, because of PJ, I can't look at other pastors the same way anymore unless they're walking in holiness. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Of course, we thank God first. Absolutely. We thank God first in general. You know, that's important. That's important. But you know what I mean? Just got to ruffle some feathers in general. You know, Drella, what up, Drella? Hope all is well. What is that? Sharon Taylor, excuse me. Yep, you're right. DBX says, hey, Tony, does Gino acknowledge any other apostles behind the scenes, right hands of fellowship? Well, I got that video up, or did YouTube take it down? I know I put a video up of the right hand of fellowship. I did. And I remember seeing a service and things like that. And one of the guys who sit next to Gino and stuff like that, I think he allowed them to speak, and the guy acknowledged himself as an apostle and things like that. It's an old service. I can't remember, but I remember hearing it. You understand that? So yes, there are other apostles, there are other prophets and stuff like that, and things like that of God, but very few, very very few for sure. You know, G Swole, um, hmm, he acknowledged S.C. Johnson, and Hunter. I think he acknowledged Hunter too, Bishop Hunter. G Swole says, do you know why Pastor Gino's sermons didn't appear on YouTube this past Sunday? You says, do you know why Pastor Gino's sermons didn't appear on YouTube this past Sunday? Well, they've been posting more on Zoom. They've been posting more on Zoom a lot. You know what I mean? You would have to go to truthofgod.com, or they got groups, or you could go to the like page on, I think it's called like Truth of God, and with Pastor Gino Jennings on Facebook. You know, they're trying out the Zoom, just like with me. You know what I mean? I'm trying out different other social media platforms. You know what I mean? Like rumble.com, Daily Motion. They got the Truth of God TV. The tug.tv. Beg your pardon. They got Christian Media, I believe that's what it's called. You know, it's other platforms out there. You know what I mean? Out there that people use the Truth of God for and stuff like that. But for the most part, Zoom, it was on Zoom. You know, it was on Zoom. All right. Sister Davis says, bro, Tony, I saw a Truth of God video about Apostle Gino talking about communion. It was very enlightening, especially when he makes reference about the time that communion should be taken. You put continued. You said he emphasizes that communion should be taken in evenings, supper time. My church has always done communion in the morning. Maybe this would be a good topic for discussion. Communion, Last Supper. Absolutely, that's a good topic for a biblical discussion amongst those who want to have it on a biblical discussion platform. Absolutely, that enlightened me too. You know what I mean? The church I was at before coming across the Truth of God was in Jersey City, New Jersey. I'm not going to say their name. I'm not. I'm not going to say their name, but I will acknowledge the foundation besides God and Jesus Christ, besides God that they came from in general. Apostle Toro Skinner, you know, an old time preacher, old time, Toro Skinner from Newark, New Jersey. You know, that's kind of that. I ain't gonna call him a so-called bishop because Bishop Bailey he was alright. He was alright, but people after that, you know what I mean, they getting caught up in all this other stuff. You know what I mean? But Bishop Bailey was probably he in his 80s and stuff like that. So he came from that era of S.C. Johnson and Hunter and stuff like that, and Toro Skinner and things like that. But you know, people after that, they just mess everything up. You know what I mean? With Holy Communion and other stuff. You know what I mean? We had the tray glasses, the little shots with the little wafer in it. You know what I mean? With the grape juice that we I didn't when I learned about it, when Gino told about it, when I first learned about it, I believe it was Truth of God program 782. I believe it was in that he was teaching on always 774, one of them. You know what I mean? And then once I heard that, I said, you know what? I can't take that. You know what I mean? I can't take that stuff no more. That stuff is dangerous. If you don't know the true meaning behind Holy Communion, listen, don't take it. Don't take it at all. You know, don't take it at all. So I thank God for the Truth of God for teaching that for sure. But that's absolutely a great would be a great biblical discussion at Sister Davis for sure. You know what I mean? When the Truth of God broke that down, I was like, wow, interesting. Wow, he's right. You know what I mean? My old church did use grape juice. My old church did have a little wafer in a little shot cup or whatever that was. You know what I mean? We did take it in the morning. Wow, he's on point with this one for sure. You know, what up, Tasha? What up, Chemos? What up, Sandra Whitmore says, don't forget that they love to talk about the healing water. For sure. You know what I mean? For sure. What up, Naomi Hope? Bless 100 says, we shall know the truth of holiness, and the truth makes us free. What up, Juan? He says, all the years of me living, I never heard pastor like him. Listening to a apostle preaching and teaching brings a lot of peace in my life. Thank God for his servant. Absolutely. True Sleeper says, be strong. Appreciate that. What up, Cynthia Hall? Stephen Williams says, there's a slick false prophet on YouTube that tries to get cute with the Greek language and scripture. He loves to talk about Pastor Gino and recently said he would debate him. Are you talking about what is that? The Christian Smart Channel? Are you talking about him? I think you're talking about him. Yeah, you're talking about him. I was trying to get him on here for the biblical discussion. You know what I mean? Corey, he responded back over email. You know what I mean? So I'm looking to get him in the biblical discussion platform too. Him and Vocab Malone. You know what I'm saying? Vocab Malone, Christian Smart Channel, or Corey, whatever his name is. Who else? Steven Anderson never responded back. And a couple other false prophets, they put their track shoes on and ran the other way. You understand that? All right. Let me see. You're absolutely right, Sister Davis. Trisha Perry. What's up? What's up? Shaquana Montgomery says Elijah Muhammad message to the black man in America. Elijah Muhammad? What? You support Elijah Muhammad? Listen, Elijah Muhammad may have had some truth. If you support him. Stressed Up says, greetings, Brother Tony. It's been a while since I've been on. Miss you in the chat. Y'all always making me laugh. And Beware says, you had a comment about L.C. Mathis. Is he a false prophet? L.C. Mathis. That's a good question right there. I posted L.C. Mathis one time years ago when he was speaking about the Hebrew Israelites. I haven't really looked into him too much. I haven't heard him in a sense say God said this and God said that, and you know what I mean? I'm talking about those type of so-called preachers and things like that. But I did hear him answer a letter in reference to Gino Jennings one time, but he had it wrong because I had to answer, or I knew what the answer was. It was about I think Bishop Hunter, his title. You know what I mean? I guess they went through like a hassle, the church in of or whatever the case may be, and the person wrote, and it was wrong. So the way Mr. Mathis responded was like against Gino. You know what I mean? But I knew what the answer was. It was in program 502, and it was audio that I had on my channel. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, people can write some preachers just to try to stir up something. You know what I mean? People in the comment section, people may send a letter. That's what they do. That's another thing people do on the internet. They try to stir up things. You know what I mean? And they're in the background, probably in Montana somewhere, in the closet, on a laptop. Look at this. I done started this up between this person and that preacher. You know what I mean? That's what kind of happened with a lot of preachers out there. But there are some preachers out there who just like to start, certain things without a reasonable cause. You know what I mean? But L.C. Mathis, I haven't really heard him false prophesize. You know what I mean? I haven't heard him false prophesize. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying he did. You know what I mean? But shout out to Brother Jay, who is under L.C. Mathis. You know what I mean? I know some people want to have a biblical discussion with L.C. Mathis. You know what I mean? L.C. Mathis, if you're listening, if some of your members listening, I don't have nothing, anything bad to say about him. You know what I mean? But I didn't hear anything off key, in reference to him false prophesizing. But if it's out there and I hear it, then yes, he will be considered a false prophet. But I didn't hear nothing of that manner. You know what I mean? I don't hear Elsie Mathis making video after video about the truth of God. I don't hear that. I'm talking about those people who constantly every day, but in my inbox trying to recruit me. You know what I mean? I'm talking about that. But Elsie Mathis haven't done those things. You know what I mean? To my knowledge. None of Elsie Mathis members ever disrespected, ever said anything negative to me. You know what I'm saying? So Elsie Mathis haven't said anything negative in general that I have heard. You know what I'm saying? So none of his members, none of his ministers, but I did browse a video of him. Somebody had something with him and a Truth of God minister. I didn't really listen to it. I don't really know the behind the scenes to it. You know what I'm saying? But I may not look into it or whatever the case may be in reference to Elsie Mathis. But I haven't seen or heard anything negative of his members coming on here speaking negative. You know what I mean? Even when I had a conversation with one of his members, Brother Jay, he was respectful. Brother Jay was respectful. You know what I mean? So that's what's up. Shout out to Brother Jay. Okay. G-Swole says, I had a false prophet I used to go to, and I believe he didn't want to lay hands on me, telling me a prophecy when I believe he knew I would question him if it didn't come to pass. What up? La Original. What up? Hope all is well. I'm trying to see the default picture to see if you look familiar a little bit, maybe. What is that? A. Smith says, I agree with you about those careless motorists in Charlotte. I have to keep my hands on at 10:20. What up, DeAndre? DeAndre Garcia. What up? Elijah, you says Muhammad has no message in the last days. Muhammad never prophesied. Never prophesied, I guess. Okay. Leroy Clark says they running ahead of the spirit, calling themselves pastors and apostles just by knowing one in a few scriptures. Stephen Williams, not Stephen Williams, the reader, but somebody else named Stephen Williams. You says Ellis. I guess you're talking about Elder Ellis was a slick one. Pastor Gino prophesied about him in New York. He clearly spoke about Judas in his circle. Yeah, I put that video up. You know what I'm saying? And I've been around Mr. Ellis. I've been around him, not conversating and stuff like that, but just walking by, what's up, how you doing, and things of that nature. You know what I mean? It's sad that something like that happened. How can a man who calls himself an elder state that when I listened to him giving his testimony at the church in Alabama, or if there was in Alabama or Mississippi or whatever, you know what I mean? I really listened to him in a sense of why did he do that? So how can you say you try to change a person's mind? You know what I mean? When the truth of God, they evaluate ministers. So in a sense, if you say you believe that Jesus Christ is God, and then later on, you're gonna say, "Oh, I tried to get in there to try to change his mind on something, or try to change the truth of God, their minds on something." So you lied. Obviously, you lied. You believe flesh and blood is in heaven within yourself, but then you telling somebody that, "Oh yeah, I believe that Jesus Christ is God." How does that sound? And I'm just paraphrasing in general. You understand that? Listen, either you're all in. Why I don't understand why people would do that. If you don't have if you don't agree with something, listen, at least take the time out to really try to understand something. You know what I mean? You don't need to try to infiltrate. Like, be a man about it. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm humble. Listen, like I said earlier, and like I said in testimonies from years ago or interviews. Listen, it was tough to come up to certain things, but yet I was humble enough to say, listen, let me listen to more, let me study more, and my understanding became open upon certain topics and certain things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and say, wow, I don't agree with that. That's false. I'm gonna leave. No, take your time out. You know what I mean? Parallel to boxing. Okay, we're gonna learn this jab. We may not get it right now. Okay, after the jab, we're gonna learn the 1-2. You know, and then after the 1-2, we're gonna learn the 1-2-3. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna learn that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are not willing to really learn and really come to an understanding. You know, they could be in church for 30, 40 years. You know what I mean? They just stuck in their ways in general. Listen, I got nothing bad to say about Mr. Ellis. I got nothing bad to say about him. You know what I mean? You stay over there, you know what I mean? You stay where you at and things like that. And much prayers to you. You know what I mean? I'm not here to you know what I mean, start anything, you know, because I know how I get. You know, I know how I get, you know. So prayers to Mr. Ellis, you know what I mean, and his family, you know. So, but I do agree. He was wrong for that, for sure. Mr. Ellis. Um, Trella says, when you're in the public eye, it's best to be transparent because people always trying to find something to expose. Absolutely. You're right. You know what I'm saying? You're absolutely right. You know, that's why I like to talk about being arrested when I was a juvenile for a prank. You know, I like to talk about when I was young, uh, cheating. You know, when I was young, I like to talk about things I have done. You know, but the sad thing is, false prophets they still would probably go back to something and try to bring it up as if you never talked about it. You know what I mean? As if you never talked about it. You know, if you say you don't listen to the channel, if you say you don't listen to the truth of God, and then you think you acquired some information that is fairly new to the people, which is not, you would know that if you did listen to the truth of God, if you did listen to a YouTuber channel who posts up the truth of God, or a YouTuber who talks in general to the people who say things, who said things that you think is new to the public, which is not. You understand? All right. Beware, beware. I answered that question already about Elsie Mathis. You know. What up? What is that? Sarah Israel. What up? What up? What up? Shout out to you, um, brother Jay. Brother Jay. Uh, Edward Stimmer. Why you think Elsie Mathis is false? Why do you think that? You know what I mean? Why you think he's false? Why you think that? You know? Why you think that? What up, Jose Barros? You grew up in JC. What part? What part of JC? You know, what part of Jersey City? You know, somebody just got killed from Jersey City. You know, they was at this club in Connecticut at an Al Bial concert. You know, I knew the brother. He went to Lincoln High School. They ain't speak about that yet. You know what I mean? He got shot and killed in Connecticut at a club. He was from Marion Projects. Adam Bellamy. You know what I mean? It's not in the news or anything. You know, on one hand, these people want to be Malcolm X. On the next hand, they want to be Frank Lucas. It's crazy. You understand? It's a killing left and right in Jersey City. Listen, I'm glad I left that place. You understand? You understand? I'm glad. You know. JC1 says, "Wow, Tony, you Apostle Skinner." Oh yeah, I know about Skinner. You know, the church that I attended. Yep, yep. Bishop Bailey was under a Torah Skinner. You know, and a Torah Skinner, he was back from the days of Bishop S.E. Johnson and stuff like that. You know, I heard Skinner. I heard Skinner was the truth back then. I heard Skinner was the truth. You know. Um. Okay. Okay. What up, Miss T? Uh, brother and Anthony Beckham. He says, "Greetings, my brother in Christ. It's been a while since I gave
Greetings of a shout out. Tony, I have a question. How do you stumble across the truth of God? Brother Anthony from the Bronx Temple want to know. What up, Anthony from the Bronx Temple? Shout out to the Bronx Temple. I remember going there, at Lehman College. It was wonderful out there. How my testimony, my brief testimony, how I came across the truth of God. 2014, I typed in false prophets when I was at work. Then Brian Carn came up, a funny video of him. Then Tony Smith on the right-hand side came up. Tony Smith was funny. I was laughing at him, not with him. Then on the right-hand side, this YouTuber by the name of NJ Trooper, he had a video of Gino and Tony Smith, possibly debating. And then it was Tony Smith didn't show up. I believe it was Truth of God program 841, if I'm not mistaken, And then I watched Truth of God program 998-999 after the fact, and I got hooked. That's how I came across the Truth of God, What up, knowledge shall increase. What up? Genju says, did you get my email about hair waves? Thanks for those short Facebook sermons. You're welcome. I seen the email, but I didn't check it. What about waves? What about hair waves? What about it? Stephen Williams says, that's wonderful. I hope you get him on Smart Channel. What up, E. Joseph? What up, Chris? Simple Faith. You said you want to debate. You want to debate Christian Smart Channel? I'm waiting for him to get back. If he don't get, he be busy. But I'm definitely gonna give my number to him. When he get back at me. But he did respond to my first email. He just be busy. But if you think you're ready for him, just let me know. Hit me up. What up, Kev Games? Jeremy says another good topic would be music that pleases God. A lot of people think any kind of music is acceptable. You're right. What up, Bless 100? A man on Facebook by the name of Holiness Preacher. Do you know him? Holiness Preacher? Holiness Preacher. Let me look him up right fast. On you said Facebook. Holiness Preacher. Let me see if I can find him right quick. See if I know him. Oh yeah, I know him. I know of him. I think somebody pointed him out. I think he was talking about the truth of God at one point. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm gonna hit him up. See if he want to come on the platform. I remember him. Somebody pointed him out, but I forgot to message him respectfully. You know what I mean? G Swole says, your last topic about saying things out of anger. How do you control yourself when you're out there truck driving, getting cut off and cursed at, pointing the middle finger at? Honestly, I don't pay people no mind. You know what I mean? Listen, a truck, an 18-wheeler, it's not like a car. So a lot of people don't understand how a truck maneuvers. You know what I mean? So when people get upset, angry, I don't care. Sometimes I got to block traffic. Sometimes we got to block traffic off in order to make a delivery. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care at all. So people may curse and, cut me off and stuff like that while I'm out there. I don't care, man. Sometimes I make a joke, and I've been in situations where as though somebody got angry at me, but I made them laugh. But I would hope that I don't get approached at all. I don't really worry about stuff like that as far as like, controlling myself, driving trucks and stuff like that with people, because they don't understand how trucks maneuver. It's not operated like a car. You really got to be careful operating an 18-wheel truck or tractor trailer in general itself. You got to be very, very careful. People want to act like they're in Fast and Furious and drifting and whatnot. Hey, do your thing. If you want to get in a car accident, go ahead. I'm gonna slow down on the highway and I'm gonna watch you run into a pole and stuff like that, run into a ditch. You know, hey, you brought it on yourself. Being in the rush. A lot of people just be in the rush for what? You in the rush to die? You know what I'm saying? You in the rush to die or something? So I pay people no mind. You know, when they doing that, I just laugh about it. That's it. I just straight laugh about it. You know, when people stick their middle finger up, they actually look in the mirror at themselves. They actually look in the mirror at themselves doing it. You know what I mean? Um. Okay. Kev Game says I play soccer for a semi-pro team, and their logo is a hand with a eye in the middle. Is that Messianic? I don't know. I don't know, Kev Game. I don't know. You know, I used to do, or in my pictures, you know what I mean? I do something, I think I did this or something like that. I forgot what I did. It was just a gesture. And a lot of people are, oh, that's Mason and stuff like that. Or I can't even put my hands like this. I can't fold my hands. I can't do my hands like this or nothing. People say, oh, wow, that's why you doing your hands like that? Why you got that hat on with that Under Armour logo? You know what I mean? Is that Messianic? People always trying to find something. So, hey, man, if you don't know, I don't know. I really don't. You know what I mean? It's all good though. You know, I'm not trying to, strain out a cat. You know what I'm saying? Pastor Gino is the realest. We can agree at times, but he taught. Absolutely. Absolutely. Brother Jay says you gotta be in and of. That is what it's taught. Well, guess what? That's what it's taught. Acts 2:38. You understand? Acts 2:38. That's what I'm concerned about. Acts 2:38. I believe Romans 10 and 9. John chapter 3, when Nicodemus asked Jesus, how shall a man be born again? All that in and of and stuff like that. Listen, that's irrelevant stuff right there. That's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? People always trying to how you say the word, complicate things. Complicate things. And Gino did talk about the in and of when he questioned Hunter in True God Program 502, the audio. I got that up. When he met Hunter, and he broke it down to Hunter. And Hunter wasn't just humble enough to understand certain things, But all that little stuff like that, listen, I just be like, how, that's what y'all teach, cool, fine. But me, I'm not sitting here worrying about in, of, over, jump, high, low, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Nah, it's too much other important things to really worry about to try to edify our spirit in general. Now, that's cool. Like I said, that's cool. That y'all teach that or whatever. But it's too much going on, in reference to the scriptures to worry about, too much to worry about that, to ramble about that. But if that's what y'all teach, then cool. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, it is what it is, for sure. Albert Fuller, what up? He says, keep me in your prayers. I'm in a hospital for who is that? Cardinal observation. Okay, much prayers to you. And definitely will pray, for you and your family for that, for sure. At Albert Fuller, man. What up, Flo? Flo. Flo. Huh. That's all I'm gonna say. Hayes Blessings. He says, send him to your channel. You funny. Miss T says, hey, God bless you too. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Okay. Willie Minor says he did lie. He did lie, Brother Tony, just like Pastor Gino said, just because I'm black doesn't mean you're my brother. Wow. Wow. Sure. Okay. Knowledge shall increase. It says, I will. Under Armour is better. Under Armour is better. You know what I mean? For workout purposes. Under Armour is better for workout purposes. And Champion is better for like after your workout. You know what I mean? Something light. So Under Armour is more so like compression. You know what I mean? To try to keep that entrapment when you're working out, all that heat, keeping your body smuggled up so you have like a more tougher workout, but thin layers. It's more so for compression, Under Armour. Champion, it's more so after working out, you know, nice thin layers for you to be comfortable after, you know, but I like both for sure. All right. What up, Annabelle? What up? Oh, you from Bergen Avenue. You from Bergen Avenue at Jose. That's what's up. Bergen Avenue. You said you remember Kerry Woods, not a good place. Kerry Woods wasn't. You know, I remember Cops went down there. Cops was at Kerry Woods, Duncan Projects, and Marion Projects. You know, I remember the TV show Cops came out there. You know, Kerry Woods was awful. You know, that is it. Don't look. Yeah, you're right. You funny. You funny, Annabelle. That's funny. Simple Faith. You speaking about Tony Smith? He says he changed religions multiple times. I don't know what's going on with Tony Smith. I really don't know for sure. I don't know. I didn't hear about that one, Gin Juice. I didn't hear about that. You know. Miss T says I own a hair store, and no, it's not a sin. I have cancer and I don't know how to pronounce that word. What is it? Alopecia patients. Um, oh, hair weave. Is it hair wave or hair weave? You know. Sion says I want to do a debate with you biblically, Tony, about Saint Mary. What about Saint Mary? What about Saint Mary? You know, because we could get it. We could get that discussion going tonight. You know, listen, we get that discussion going tonight for sure. Jose Barrow says, Tilla from School for Prophets be a good candidate for your platform. Tilla, what do you mean? Rhonda Lowe says, I'm going for my CDLs. I didn't know you drove for a living. Stay safe. Absolutely. You know, had my CDL Class A since 2014. Had the Class B 2012. You know what I mean? Upgraded to an A 2014. Getting your CDL in these days is very different. You know, very, very different. Very different. You know what I mean? So if you get your CDL, you don't want to go to a company like Swift or Stevens Transport and things like that, you know, because you'll be over the road. I'm not over the road. I'm local. I'm local, thankfully, for sure. Thankfully, for sure. But do your thing with that. Do your thing for sure. All right. Let me see some more. I went to Lincoln. At Jose Barrows. I went to Lincoln High School in Jersey City from 1998 to 2002. NFL player Brandon McGowan was in the same grade. Brandon McGowan. There's another NFL player out there. He wasn't in the same grade, but he went to Lincoln. He played for the Falcons now. I forgot his name. You know, there's a lot of good football players who went to Dickinson, for sure. Val from Trinidad said, "Is this live?" Yes, this is live right here. What up, Shirley Jones? You funny. You is funny. She said, "You innocent." Okay. Oh, I. oh, oh, I. Stacy Solid says, "Please allow me to send you my text." What do you mean? What are you talking about? All right. We're about to conclude this live. It's the hour mark. What up, Pam Davis? What up? What up? H. Smith says 22 years of driving. That's what's up. Oh yeah. Ask your CDL school about Performance Food Group. See what they say. Ask them about Cisco food groups. You know. H Hot says, any tips for someone who's trying to get their CDL? Well, back when I got my CDL, I had the answers. I had the answers in 2012. It was on the internet. So, and sometimes for the endorsements, I didn't study. I just went to go take the test, because there's only 3 multiple choice. And a lot of them was common sense to pass, so that's what I did. I studied the book that they gave in New Jersey, the CDL manual, but it was like no point where the exact questions and exact answers I had, for the main CDL book. I'm not saying cheat yourself by doing that, but that's what I did. I had a question and answer study guide, but I also studied the book back in 2012. I had got my hazmat endorsement, tanker. When you get your CDL, it comes with air brakes endorsement, and I had my passenger endorsement from getting the CDL B, because you can't get your passenger endorsement going out for a CDL A, because with your passenger endorsement, that's pushing 15 or more people, and certain weight levels with trying to get your CDL B and A. I believe getting the A is what, 26,001. The weight, the gross weight, or something like that over. Is it? I think it is. But some companies, or in general, you could drive trucks, but the weight has to be below a certain gross weight or whatever. But if you want to drive tractor trailers and things like that, and you get your CDL, listen, make sure you go to a good company. Make sure you go to a good company when you pass to get your CDL. Do not go to companies like Swift. Who else is out there? Stevens Transport. Some people talk about JB Hunt. Go try to go to a good company. If you're going to do dropping hooks, you might not get paid a lot, but if you're going to like the food delivery, you might get paid more. You understand that? So it's all up to you. If you want to be a truck driver with some labor to it, you're gonna get paid more. But if you just want to be a truck driver, dropping and hooking, taking a trailer somewhere, dropping it off, and then hooking another trailer and taking it back and stuff like that, back and forth, which is easy, but you won't get paid more. You understand? Versus doing delivery driving to stores and stuff like that, restaurants and hospitals and things like that. So it's up to you. It's absolutely up to you. Hey, Jen Juice, I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that, But we're going to conclude this live. We're going to conclude this live. I thank everybody for coming on this live. Lord willing, we'll have a biblical discussion around 7 p.m. Lord willing, 7 p.m. There'll probably be a biblical discussion, in biblical discussions and debates. I believe it's episode 22 that's coming out. This live conversation number 127. The title was Gino Jennings got false prophets trembling. Absolutely. Absolutely got them trembling. We thank God in general. God is, of course, is number one. We thank God for ministers like Gino, Stephen Williams, Dan Thompson, and all other ministers at Truth of God, and all those other preachers out there that's preaching the message of holiness in general. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned. You know what I mean? Maybe 7 p.m. there will be a live biblical discussion, in the works. But until then, go to rumble.com. I'm dropping Truth of God videos on there. Dailymotion.com. I still got to go on Twitter, Instagram, and stuff like that. But more so, just like how it's merging to Zoom, I'm merging to other social media platforms too. Because YouTube, let me tell you something. When you talk about the alphabet community, and I know me and Dory Love we don't agree on a lot. But they terminated his channel. They terminated Dory Love channel, and I know that feeling, man. I know that feeling for sure. I know all that hard work that man put in, and then when you talk about the alphabet community like that, they don't like that. They don't like that at all. They do not like that. All that hard work that he put in to get 100 over maybe 170 subscribers and all the videos that he put up and stuff like that. You gotta be careful because YouTube, man, they really got some watchdogs out here. They really got some watchdogs out here snooping and watching people's pages, especially the ones who's putting out truth. They ain't gonna bother Little Nas X. They ain't gonna bother Fabio Foreign page. They ain't gonna bother these rappers. What is that? Moneybag Yo. They ain't gonna bother their pages. They could talk about killing. They can talk about killing your mother. You know what I'm saying? Raping your daughter. They ain't gonna bother them. But the moment you put out something dealing with the alphabet community and you speaking the truth, dealing with some type of religion, listen, channel terminated, video deleted, video restricted. You got a strike now. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But we concluding. We concluding. You know what I mean? So everybody have a blessed day. You know what I mean? Hit me up on Facebook, Tony Fastens Harvin, Tony Fastens Harvin. My email, boxertonyharvin@gmail.com. You know what I mean? Absolutely, Western Express is bad, awful. That's the worst of the worst. All right, peace.